All right, for part two, what we're looking at is just straight up how many hours of daylight are there. So I did 38 north, which is close to where we live. It's a little south, but that's okay. 38 south, and then the equator. So, like where we live, and people have probably noticed this, that in the winter, the sun's not out for very long. By the time you get home from school, it's already getting dark. It's kind of depressing. Whereas right after school, that's out in the summertime, you've got very long days. So this graph shows us that shorter days in the winter, up to longer days in the summer, down to shorter days again. That perfectly flops if you go to the same latitude south of the equator. There, in January, when we have short days, they have very long days. And if you remember from the above one, hey, they're also warmer. So that's kind of the premise of this lab. That's sort of showing us that in the southern hemisphere, longer here than when we are getting out of school, having our very long, happy days of June and July. That's when these folks in the southern hemisphere are having their very short days, their winter. However, if you live near the equator, it just kind of hangs right around 12 the whole time. And another thing to notice for this lab is what happens in March and September everywhere in the world. And if you plotted all the other ones on this lab, you would have seen some that like near the North Pole are way down at 0 here, still go right through 12 right there, and then all the way up to 24, and then right back through 12 right there. So everywhere in the planets, that happens there and there, March and September, where everybody gets 12 hours of daylight and darkness. That should do it for your questions. Let's see. Okay, so that's not going to do it for Antarctica and Norway, so I'll have to help you out with that. Antarctica and Norway, what would happen is that's actually the one I was mentioning. Antarctica would be down here at 0, and then all the way up to 24. They have full daylight, then all the way back down to 0. So they have some time of the year where they have absolutely no sun, and it goes here through 12 in March, and up all the way up to 24 here, where the sun's out all day long. 24 hours a day, it's light, versus 24 hours a day, it's dark. So that's kind of unique about their situation there. That should do it. So yeah, then this last part is a little bit of writing. Write that down below, but you guys will nail it. What goes on at different latitudes, temperature-wise, and how the southern and northern hemispheres are the opposite. All right. Best of luck.